And just when you thought I was going to get a break, there's been a news article that I think has confirmed all of our suspicion. Coronation Street boss confirms secret talks over Gail Platt's return. It'll be a real treat for viewers if the opportunity arises. So, obviously, a lot of that video popped off where I made a video discussing the exit of Gail Platt, what I thought about it, and how it went. I took a very common opinion that it wasn't great and they really should have done better. To put it in the most crude way possible, they wrote a check that their ass couldn't cash. They had no real way to do it, and is also ahead of the it hurts to make Corey's in a terrible position. Now, let me reiterate and acknowledge I believe it's better than it was at the start of the year, but generally it's still not in a great place because Coronation Street is a long way from its peak. So let's talk about this article though. Coronation Street boss Ian McLeod has confirmed there have been secret talks about Gail Rodwell returning in the future. The iconic character departed to the cobbles on Christmas Day last week as she moved to France following her marriage to Jesse Chadwick. This exit also marked Helen Worth's final scenes after 50 years on the soap, though it seems the door may be open for a comeback at some point. Helen and I had a conversation where she said there might be times in my future where I'll come back. If there's a big storyline going on with the Platt family, she might want to come in and play a role in that. We certainly want to leave the door open so that was possible. We wanted that to still be on the cards. He further teased it'll be a real treat for viewers if the opportunity arises for him to pop in here and there. She could play a role in some big moments. And that all but confirms, to me at least, maybe I'm a cynic, but that confirms to me that not even Helen Worth believes this exit was anything to write home about. And I don't want to constantly be putting in more like fear-mongering because, yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't great. I certainly think it could have been done better. But it's still, if even she's still like, yeah, maybe I'll come back soon. Like, maybe it wasn't the retirement she expected. Maybe in a couple years' time, you can say, oh, I'm no longer with Jesse. I'm with Martin now. And you do that. And I think that simply ends it down on line for if at some point she believes it's like her time's coming and she wants to die, I still think it would be a really good way to show her dying on the show rather than having the Dot Cotton approach where the actress was fed up with the writers and then therefore she died in real life and therefore died in the show. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's not confirmation bias, but it is generally, if even Helen Worth has decided, yeah, maybe this isn't the last exit. Like, and you know, happy retirement. I hope she enjoys herself and with all her new time to spend with her kids or spend with her grandkids. I don't know, I assume she has kids. I hope she has all the time in the world to do whatever she wants to do, as she has earned a well-earned break. But it also paints me the idea of like when a long-running character decides to fuck off, a la Phil Mitchell in 2005, 2006, Ian Beale in 2020, 2021, and yeah, no, Dot Cotton in that same similar time frame where you simply decide, maybe I just don't want to be involved in the show. Maybe me being part of the show is just making my character worse. It's not doing anything beneficial for me. It's something you have to consider, as you don't want your stock to drop if you're no longer being viewed in the same light. Like, if the show's in a bad place, sometimes you want to jump ship or just fuck off rather than being dragged down with it. Now, I will reiterate, though, I don't believe that... I'm not a doomer with Coronation Street, fundamentally. I know that video may have suggested otherwise. I do generally believe that it can get back to where it wants to be. I was just particularly underwhelmed by the answers that we were given, where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to subvert all the expectations. We're going to do crazy shit this year and stuff no one's going to expect. And it's like, all right then, I guess, if you really fucking want to, guys. yeah, we're going to do these bunch of like social issues, and Betsy and Mason are going to be the main characters. Fucking hell. Stop force it. Yeah, and Lauren's going to have a big storyline. Great. Yeah, love racist Kelly. Yeah, fantastic. Like, there was just a lot of strange phrasing that it just wound me up. It just wound me the fuck up. Like, it just wasn't great. It just was not great. I will fully make that abundantly clear. It was a kind of interesting angle, but all that said, with Helen Worth simply saying, yeah, I'd probably like to come back in and out, fully makes me believe that not even Gail is happy with Gail's exit, which was a bit of confirmation bias. It's a bit of like, we are all vindicated for our beliefs, and it should have been like, at the end of the day, it should have been, her final year should have been a year of going back down memory lane, bringing back characters from Gail's past, bringing them back, like, you know, bringing in main characters in her life as a whole. It was about a celebration of 50 years of Gail Platt, but instead of her being the main focus of the year and being a very predominant character, she just kind of fucked off back in and out very occasionally, and everybody just kind of walked around her. Like, it's not how you do it. It's supposed to be a celebration of the character. What about all the big moments? You know, I guess you had Richard Hillman, but everyone else, well, I mean, yeah, I guess you can't do it with a husband because they're all dead, but like any of the previous like rivals, any of the people who greatly affected her life, like just shit like this. But no, she was an afterthought in her own exit. And I really did like what somebody in the comment section said in that video, is they expressed the desire that they would have preferred it had Gail have chosen Gail. In the end, she doesn't get married to another one who's no good for her and isn't important enough. You just don't. It's just not worth it. Like, why would you even fucking go for this? And in the end, she just chose to be, I am Gail Rodwell. I am, you know, this is who I am. I'm doing this for myself. Yeah, sure, I'll be in and out, back and forth, whenever the fuck we want. But at the end of the day, this is about me taking my life seriously. I want to be happy. Then if she wants to get with someone in France, sure. But like, what characters are you going to run into in France? What Coronation Street people go to France, you know? Fucking nobody. But yeah, it's just underwhelming as such. And obviously, well, I'll get back to doing all the Coronation Street stuff relatively soon. I do want to make the Coronation Street videos a much bigger part of the channel. But it also just depends on when I get it all watched. Out of all the soaps, Coronation Street's typically the one that gets pushed to the back in terms of my priorities. Even though I love the show and I think it's great, I've done a lot more Hollyoaks content, got a lot more used to it. So it's just one of those things, really. But I just wanted that to be a funny little video where we prove that even Helen Worth wasn't a fan of Gail's exit. But yeah, thanks for watching. Back to regularly scheduled programming fairly soon. Thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think. Do you think she'll come back and we'll act like it never existed? Tell me all this and more in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.